Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. But remember, if you need to, you can always find us online at tarpleymusic.com. So sometimes when I do a video, I'm just smiling a whole lot because I'm really excited about the product. And I have loved taking this amp out of the box. I can't wait to share it with you. So this is the Blackstar HT Venue Series. It's the Stage 60 Mark III. So this has a 112 Celestion speaker in it, and the HT stands for high tension. So what Blackstar is doing with that is they basically have high voltage circuits that are just pushing the valves to their full potential. So what we have is the first part of here is they have their new clean channel. And it's very simple but very powerful. You have a voice switch here, which basically will switch. Voice 1 is an American style clean, and then if you push it down, it is a voice 2 is a Class A British clean. And so you get your bass and treble for that. So you got that, your reverb and master, and your presence knob there for your clean channel. Now we move on to the overdrive. So we have a classic and a modern, and each one with also voice switches that change it to a hot mod, like a hot modded kind of version, and then an overdriven, really pushing that overdrive on the modern. And it has its own gain and volume there, so you can get as much gain and crunch as you want, and then pushing that volume afterwards. Now, when you have any of the overdrives are on, your overdrive EQ is now working here, and it does have the ISF, or the infinite shape feature, which is a Blackstar only thing. And it's very simple but extremely effective. So if it's all the way at what would be 0, right, this is going to give you your USA. And then if you go all the way over here to 10, that is a British amp. And then you can blend those in anywhere between. So do another breakdown. You've got clean, and then you can do American or British. Then you've got several overdrives and voicings to change those overdrives with the ISF to switch them from American to British or everything in between. And this is tube. So a valve amp that can have that many different amps going on. And of course, if you have the SF14, it's the foot controller. It's a 5-way foot switch for easy stage accessibility. You've got a lot of tube amps in your arsenal right here with this one guy. So I think this is an extremely versatile, giggable amp. And I would really like to test that theory one day. And of course, it does. You can actually go 6 watts or 60 watts. So you can take it down to 6 watt and get gain really, really fast. A ridiculous amount of overdrive, and great for recording. Speaking of which, it's actually updated. They've updated the output of this from USB to USB-C. And of course, this will go with cab rig. Now we're going to do a whole another video on Blackstar cab rig. It's a video in its own, but it's basically their software app that allows you to place where the mic's being placed and what kind of speaker response and all these things that you're getting through from a digital aspect, also with a valve tube amp. So it's extremely versatile. I just love everything about this. It's been awesome just playing and miking it up. But most importantly, what are some of the sounds that it gets? That's really what you want to hear, not necessarily me and my psychotic ramblings. However, we are going to go through with several different guitars. I've actually got a Duesenberg here, Star Player TV, and we're going to use a couple of other guitars to get all this combination. And we're going to, now there's so much versatility to it, so we're just going to kind of nail the very, very main areas of getting clean, and then both overdrives with both voicings on both of those overdrives. All right, so we've heard a lot of cool tones out of this amp by itself. What would some of those tones sound like in the recording I did earlier? Let's find out. Hit it, boys! Okay, so just a glimpse into the world of the Blackstar HT Stage 60 Mark III. See what I mean? Like the excitement of having an amp like this. And I'm no virtuoso by any stretch, but I am a solid working player. So this kind of stuff means a lot to me. If I had to be in a situation where I kind of need to go from, American clean to some overdriven tunes to some like 70s British old rock or whatever it is, having certain setups in the 5-way switch, I could do them all on this amp, and it's such a great response, and there's no way for me to show you that on a video without you plugging in and just playing it. So you need to find a Tarpley, get one of these amps and plug it in. You'll see what I mean. It just responds so well. And you have with the ISF, which no one else has, okay? And so people from Blackstar, they understand that sound, because that's where they came from. They also have a great understanding of the American sound. So with this, one thing I didn't even do in the demos was a blend of this ISF. And, kind of blending both of them together, giving you even more amp options. So what I did was I basically showed you the outline, and with this you can fill in all the areas in between. And so extremely easy to use in the sense you got your clean here, and then your overdrives here with its EQ, and then the reverb master and the presence are all masked for the overall. And that's it. So, like I said, there's an optional foot switch, which if you're a gigging player and playing a lot, you definitely want to look into getting with this as well. In a studio, may not be such a big deal because you can, unless you just need to really punch an overdrive right on during a recording or something. But just killer amps. This has been so fun to do, and not to mention they just look really, really cool. They got such a classy look between. It's a combination to me of vintage and modern, which makes sense because that's kind of what they're going with these types of amps. Can you get everything from a vintage sound to a modern sound in between while using valves and still being able to use the digital aspect of things with like the cab rig? So it's an all one thing, right? Everything you need is in this one box. So in general, if you haven't gone out and played a lot of Blackstar amps, I really recommend come down to Tarpley, plug in and play some Blackstar amps. I think you'll be incredibly surprised. These are just amazing products, and they're doing awesome things, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and better and better. And so I hope you enjoyed listening to just this little fragment of what this thing can do, even half as much as I enjoyed playing it. Then we are in business. So give me a thumbs up and a like there if you did like this video. It really means a lot to us. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please join us and subscribe there just by clicking below. And if you want to know as we drop more videos, it's not a problem. We can notify you. So you just hit that little bell down there for turn on notifications, and then you will see us on our next one.